Good morning again. This is Victoria Pendragon. Welcome to my alternate reality. I don't even know what day it is. It's the end of November in 2017. And I experienced something 2 days ago that has kind of explained my whole sense of being an interdimensional traveler to me, and very much validated this reality as I experience it, and opened my mind in other ways as well. So I want to share it with you. I was here in this room when it happened, and I was doing yoga, which I was going to do this morning until I realized I had a chance for some quiet time to record. And as you can see, I dressed nice for it. I was sitting back on my heels. The sun was coming up, and it hit me right in the head here, very brilliantly. Oh, like it's almost like it's doing right now. That's funny. And though when it hit me, and it felt like a literal force hitting my forehead. It was something. And when it did, I saw what it was doing. And it was going into my brain and seemed to be filling up or activating or something, this part of my brain that I had no idea at the time what it was, because I'm unfamiliar with the anatomy of the brain. I know it's in there, knew it looked kind of like a walnut on the outside, had heard of a number of things inside of it that functioned with various specifics, but I really didn't know anything about what it looked like. And I saw this thing as clearly as could be. And it was infused with the light of the sun, all golden, gorgeous. And just a very intense sensation. And I thought, wow, I seem to have been, like somebody flipped a switch. Maybe the one that makes me talk right. And I just sat there with it for a couple of minutes because it was vivid. Later on in the day, I thought to myself, well, I was very curious. Since I don't know the anatomy of the brain, I was like, is that a real thing? You know, I have Gray's Anatomy because I use it from time to time. I do a lot of work with bodies, both in art and with my sleep magic clients. And so I looked up the brain, and son of a gun, on the page where the brain was, it showed part, and there it was, this thing that I saw. And it blew me away in the first place that it was there, but it blew me away more later when I looked up what it did. Because Gray's Anatomy is just anatomy. It doesn't tell you what the parts do, it just shows them to you. So this, from Googling, apparently it's called the Sylvian fissure. F-I-S-S-U-R-E, fissure. A region discovered by that time, and that time was 2006, to produce hallucinogenic visions and paranormal perceptions when electrically stimulated, and presciently in 2006 to generate what neurologists called an illusory shadow person, or a doppelganger phenomena, both of which are highly charged archetypes. That explains so much of my alternate reality that I can't even begin to know where. But it is a reality, that's the thing. And that's what got me. All of us, we only know reality via our brains. And I have often pondered the fact that there are people who are diagnosed as, say, schizophrenic. And they have difficulty with life. They often can't get jobs. Some are institutionalized because they can't function, because their perception of reality is so different. I have always been able to function. In fact, I function exceedingly well. And yet, I have these experiences of an alternate reality. Turns out, they're generated by my brain. So, what is reality anyway? My brain, which is part of reality, is generating these things. Now in the description, I gather people were experimenting, because it says that they produced these things when electrically stimulated. Well, either I'm exceedingly sensitive to electronic vibrations, which may be, I'm a sensitive person, or I have a brain that just operates on a slightly different frequency than other people. But my reality includes all of the things that I've recorded here. And they are, for me, real and options. The last piece of this talks about highly charged archetypes. Certainly that death figure that I spoke about in a previous video is a highly charged archetype. And I've had those kinds of visions more than once. I'm sure there's more to this phenomena than was reported there. This particular piece happened to come out of an article on a couple of musicians of the 60s and the things that they were writing about and their inspirations that they spoke of. And it was a time when psychedelic drugs were popular. And these are drugs which unlock the mind, and of course things like LSD and stuff like that. I never know how to pronounce that. Ayahuasca, the shamanic drugs that indigenous tribes have used. They access a part of the brain. If the brain is generating these things, you could say they're illusory, but they're certainly reality because they're a part of us. They're a product of us. Our bodies are producing these things. And I'm guessing not without reason. I don't know what the reason is. It may be for sharing purposes, so that some people can tell other people about this that don't have it happen, and point out to them the depths of reality. There goes my buzzer, speaking of reality. Well, thank you for listening. I just wanted to share this one. I think this is so important with regards to so many aspects of the mind and life and what people refer to as sanity or insanity, and the interpretation of that. I'm in love with life, and I love you guys for watching. Thank you. Enjoy your lives.